From its formation in 1943, the squadron has taken part in diverse operations around the world. From jungle to Arctic, desert to maritime, the squadron has operated a wide range of aircraft. Today's squadron is no different. .846 Naval Air Squadron has a permanent role in Northern Ireland. On call 365 days a year, they provide support to Army units and the Royal Ulster Constabulary. Their main area of responsibility is close to the border with the Republic. Operating in this inhospitable environment is very demanding. During a 6-week tour of duty, home for the squadron is RAF Aldergrove.
Okay, same again.
Despite being in the heart of a province often torn apart by violence, activity is much as you would expect to see in any hangar. Aircraft are kept in a high state of readiness, with engineers working 24 hours a day and crews ready for any eventuality or incident. With the remoteness of some outposts and the dangers of road movement, it is 846 who provide the medium lift capabilities and replenishment of troops on the ground. This makes the regimental headquarters at Bessbrook Mill the busiest heliport in Europe. Using high-performance night vision goggles, the helicopter crews move equipment and men with the added security of darkness and in all weather conditions. .846's pilots call upon all their experience and training in Northern Ireland. Tactical troop insertions to field locations require quick assessment of the situation, a decision on the suitability of the landing site, and then a rapid deployment of troops before making a quick exit. A target that is almost always moving is most difficult to hit. The aircraft are fitted with general-purpose machine guns.
Okay, target fed. And opening fire.
All the crewmen are trained to a high level, enabling them to react if necessary to an incident where either the security of the aircraft or that of personnel on the ground is threatened.
Okay, stop. Okay.
Maintaining its general tie to the Royal Navy, 846's Northern Ireland Detachment also provides support for the River class of inshore patrol boats that operate in the area. It is not only Northern Ireland where 846 are regularly deployed. January each year sees a detachment deployed to Norway for an intensive package of Arctic survival and operational training. This environment is another demanding theatre for the squadron, and it is here that support of the Royal Marines is most evident. 846 have become the UK's specialists in helicopter Arctic warfare. In such a harsh environment, problems arise that are unseen in milder climates. Temperatures as low as -30 degrees expose human problems of frostbite and hypothermia, as well as changes to aircraft performance. Flying amongst snow-covered mountains requires special skills. The phenomenon known as whiteout can cause disorientation, making heights and distances difficult to judge. Ironically, these flying conditions are similar to those experienced in the desert during Operation Granby in 1991. This is just one example of experience and skills learnt in training being used in earnest when the need arises. The ability for this country to stage an amphibious assault remains one of our core needs in defence. In this environment, 846 plays a key role in transporting troops, vehicles and guns ashore to establish a secure area from which to launch further operations. Once ashore, the squadron sets up a forward operating base. This divides down into groups consisting of 7 maintainers and 3 aircrew, with their necessary accommodation, food and maintenance equipment, forming a self-contained and self-supporting unit responsible for its own aircraft. This group is known as an Eagle base. Using camouflage and careful positioning, the Eagle bases become very difficult to detect by enemy aircraft. Flying in close proximity to one another, very often at night over enemy territory, sets Junglies apart. The Royal Marines are quite rightly proud of their go anywhere, do anything ethos, and 846 must also have this attitude to fulfill their role in support of the commandos. Everyone on the squadron is trained in survival techniques and have the ability to live in the prevailing conditions near the front line.
Hotel Bravo Zulu, this is Kilo Foxtrot November, over.
On exercise, the squadron moves with its own command and control element.
November. All my aircraft now in LS Falcon. We've got 2 flight abilities.
Tasking comes from brigade headquarters. Messages are passed to Eagle bases and they react immediately by briefing and launching as required. In between operations, the maintainers work tirelessly to ensure the aircraft are ready to respond. In the field, they have to carry out maintenance in all conditions, from blistering heat to biting cold. During operations in the Gulf, these extremes were sometimes experienced in one 24-hour period. When the squadron does return home to Yeovilton, things are far from quiet. It is not a time to sit back and rest on one's laurels, reflecting on success overseas, but to concentrate on more training. It is vital that a constant stream of highly trained Royal Marines continue to pass out of their training establishment at Lympstone.
Your other hand across the opposite shoulder, just nestle your head into the crook of your arm.
Here, 846 are involved in this training process, teaching new recruits the techniques required for safe helicopter operations. It is a process of continually refining the skills which keep this Junglies squadron among the elite. From pilot to maintainer, 846 are a formidable team with a bright and challenging future. The arrival of HMS Ocean, the Navy's first dedicated helicopter carrier, will start a new chapter in this squadron's illustrious history. With today's priority being rapid response to an increasing number of flashpoints around the world, 846 will undoubtedly be called upon to use their special and unique skills in a variety of situations. From the Arctic to the equator, they will never just be Junglies.
Two, one. Tails coming on now. As are all your mates.